Hey you guys, it's Tia again, and this is video number 2 out of the 4 that I'm making, and this one is specifically about the ASVAB test. Anybody that is a future sailor, future soldier, somebody that's just thinking about joining the military, it's a very important test. It pretty much dictates and lets you know exactly what you'll be doing for the however amount of time that you'll be in the military for. So you definitely need to take this test very seriously, simply because, if you want to get on a ship or, be a cook or something, that's perfectly acceptable. But I know with me, I definitely wanted a good job, and the test pretty much determines what you're able to do. So it's an important test for anyone that's going to be going into the military. So the better score you get, the better job you get, pretty much, or better choices you get as well. So, pretty much I'm going to start with telling you, I went to my recruitment station. My recruiter had, scheduled the time I would go take the test. I actually have a lot of friends in the Navy and even in the military in general, whether it's, Army or Marines, and they told me that they went to MEPS as well as taking the ASVAB. So pretty much they stayed overnight at a hotel, took the test that morning, and then, went through MEPS the whole day, stuff like that. Me, it was different because I live in Florida, so MEPS station is Jacksonville, and usually that's where a lot of people take the ASVAB, but my recruiter knew that I worked full-time. My manager was a complete butthole, so getting time off for anything is like, pulling teeth. So I ended up just going a separate day to take my ASVAB at a Daytona station, and then on a different day I went to MEPS. So let's get back onto ASVAB, because this is what this video is mainly about. I'll get so sidetracked. So anybody that is about to join the military, whether it's Marines, Army, Navy, Air Force, Coast Guard, whatever it is, the best book, I think, well, I shouldn't really say that because I didn't really look at any other books, but what you'll probably see the most, anyone that's taken the ASVAB, is this book right here. And I think they probably, this is like the main one, just because it dumbs everything down, I should say. Especially if you've been out of high school. I graduated 2011 when I was 17, so I'm 19 now, it's 2013, and I haven't picked up a math book for fun because, who does that? Unless you're about to study something, math is not my strong suit, so I needed a lot of brushing up on stuff. So, seeing as I didn't do as well as I felt like I should have done on my practice ASVAB test, I started to study my butt off that whole week, and this book helped me tremendously. It has every subject in it for what you'll need to know on the test. It's pretty much honestly reminded me of the down in Florida, I don't know about other states, but we have something called the FCAT, which is pretty much like a state board test that they use in like high school and even in middle school as well. And it's just pretty much like foolproof stuff. The math was the hardest thing for me just because I'm not a mathematical person, but it honestly was, a tough thing for me to do, but this book honestly dimmed everything down. It was really, really cool because even in the back it comes with a CD, so pop that in. I would take like a practice test mainly on math and stuff like that, so really about memorizing the theories. Don't beat yourself up about it. I would say my 3 tips for actually going to take the ASVAB or thinking about joining the military and wanting that to be your first step, I would honestly say my number 1 thing, do not freak out. Don't freak out about it. Don't stress about it because that makes it worse. With me, I'm not a great test taker, so I'm like, I really, really worked myself up. And if I could go back in time and tell myself to calm down because, it's not as bad as I thought it would be, I would have just exactly done that. So the main thing is don't work yourself up. Don't overanalyze it. The best thing to do is to go with an open mind, be very calm, and don't cram the night before as well. If you're going to study, in little hour a day. But don't try and cram everything in a night before the test. And then when you get to the test, you're going to be like, oh God, I don't know this, I don't know that. You don't want to be like that. So I really recommend this book. if you're going to be taking the ASVAB, just because it dumbs everything down. I keep saying dims, I don't know why, but whatever. I've just got back from PT, so I am like dead right now. But this book is absolute heaven on earth. It is a very important test, so I really suggest that anyone that's going to be taking it, take it seriously, you know? Don't try and like bullcrap it, because I heard that if you fail it once, then you have to wait like a week. I think if you fail it twice, you have to wait like 6 months to retake it. If you fail it again, you have to wait like a year. So you want to knock it out, get the score you want first time round, you know, maybe twice if you want to, you know, try and improve your score. I took it once, I got the score I needed. I got it, I was really happy. I got better than I expected. So, you know, honestly, just don't work yourself up, because when you do that, you're going to be all over the place. You won't know when to start. You don't know anything, you know. And honestly, let me just talk about the test itself. So pretty much, you're going to be in the test room for about 3 hours. It is a 9-section test. I believe it's only 4 of those. It's been a while. It's been like months since I took the test. But I believe it's, let me make sure. You know, you're gonna be taking a 9-part test, and pretty much this is how it goes. You have arithmetic, reading, which is math, and then you're gonna have word knowledge, paragraph comprehension, mathematics knowledge. Those are the parts that are actually the main ones that you're gonna get scored on. You know, like that's gonna be your score to, you know, determine what branch you can get into. You know what I mean? Then after that, there's parts. I mean, you really don't need to know the stuff. I don't want to say don't study it, because, you know, say if you really want to be like, you know, you want to be an engineer or something, it's definitely, you know, in your best interest to take the time out to study the basic things about engineering, just so that you can, you know, do better on that segment, so you can have more job choices in that field. But, you know, you shouldn't freak out too much about that part, because it's not really a pass or fail. It's just to see where you're at and what you're, you know, most fitted to. You know what I mean? So pretty much, you know, top 3 things. These are the 3 things I did before taking the test. 1, calm down. Calm down. It's gonna be fine. You're gonna get the score. Just stay positive. 2, don't have a heavy breakfast before you go. I mean, with me, when I have something heavy, I feel tired. I feel like lethargic. I just, you know, you should just get a light meal. But all I did, honestly, I had a Red Bull and a Snickers bar, just to keep my brain active and to keep, you know, the sugar flowing through my body, just because you're sitting there for a long period of time. You know, you can have bathroom breaks between each test, but, you know, like, you don't want to be sitting there jittering or, like, half asleep because you just ate, you know, like, pile of 10 pancakes with extra syrup on it. Like, you know, maybe that works for some people, but for me, it just makes me feel like I need to go to sleep. So, I wouldn't recommend having a huge meal. I just, like I said, I had a Red Bull and a Snickers bar, 2 things that are full of sugar, and people might say, oh yeah, you might crash after Red Bull. I didn't crash after Red Bull. That was what the Snickers bar was for, so I was fine. I didn't fall asleep during the test. And, oh yeah, another thing, which I wasn't even told. Actually, that's a lie. My recruiter did tell me this, but anyone heading into the test, if you need to take a bathroom break, like you need to go pee, definitely finish the segment that you're on, like the subtest that you're on. You're going to have a amount of questions, and you want to finish those as quickly as possible. You know, even if you end up guessing the rest of them, which I don't really recommend, you know, like, hold your pee because it's an important test. But if you need to pee and your bladder's just about to burst, definitely do not, under any circumstances, say, hey, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take a pee now. I've got, like, you know, 20 questions left in this subtest, you know, this section, but I'm going to go take a pee because I really need to pee. you can't come back and start again from where you left off. They're gonna, you know, what your person's gonna do. The mentor, whoever's there to, you know, watch over you while you're taking the test to make sure nobody's cheating and stuff like that, is to, you have to take your paper up to them, and they're gonna mark with a fine line where you stopped. And you can actually get disqualified from the test for the rest of that day and have to take it and retake the whole thing another day if you think you're cute and decide to come back and then put in like bubble in a different, you know, try and like work on that part of the test that you left off at, because that's why they put the pen mark there. You can't erase it, like they're gonna know. So definitely, if you need to pee, try and go before. If you really need to pee, try and finish the test that you're on. Even if you just end up Christmas treeing the rest of it, at least something's filled in. Don't leave it blank. Just, you know, do everything. Just like, honestly, taking the SATs or whatever, like, don't leave anything blank. You know, that's just a foolproof thing. You don't want to, you know, run the risk of not taking, you know, a chance at guessing something, you know, because there's a 25% chance you might get it right. And if you don't take that 25% chance, your odds aren't in, the R's aren't there, and you get it wrong. So, pretty much that's all I really have to say about the ASVAB. It's a, you know, pretty easy peasy test. You know, it's not like it's all in one bulk. Because when my recruiter said it was 3 hours long, I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna have to like have a nap. I'm gonna fall asleep. But it's not that bad. It really isn't. Take it seriously. Get a good night's rest before, and have something light. I just recommend Snickers and a Red Bull. That's just me, though, you know, because, I mean, I got the test score that I really wanted, better than I expected, honestly. So, you know, just do what you gotta do, and take it seriously, because it is the first step towards getting into the military. So, I'm gonna go ahead and make video 3 now, just because I feel so wide awake and revitalized after training. So, hey, stay tuned. I hope this is helping somebody out there, because shoot, I remember when I started, I was like, I was on Google like, oh my gosh, please someone have an answer for this question, you know. So that's why I'm kind of just sharing my experience, even if I'm boring the hell out of you guys by being so long-winded. I at least am getting the information out there, so hopefully it goes out there to somebody that needs it. All right, have a great night, you guys.